is up, my witches? Wow, I'm here with what might be a lengthy-ish video because I have a lot to say today. It's the day after the solar eclipse, and we were in the path of totality. And do you hear that massive plane going over? Jesus. Anyway, sitting here bathed in sunlight that will forever after have a different impact on me. But you know, we were prepared. I have an app on my phone that was developed by an astronomer. I'm sitting here, I can't stand my hair today, you guys. Anyhow, this astronomer created an app, and when it's set up properly, which I didn't do at first and I had to fix it, but once I got it set up right, it is, you know, tuned to your GPS and location and your time zone, and it called out in real time as each thing was happening and told us what to pay attention to, and it was so wonderful. You know, 20 minutes to totality, or you know, it would say your first contact and notice this, you know, and then as we got to totality, it told us to take our glasses off, you know, when it was safe to do that. And you know, we were prepared. We watched, there's a channel called Smarter Every Day that is amazing, and he's just does this wonderful science-y exploration, and it was his interview with this astronomer who showed all these incredible things that you can observe during an eclipse, and how to observe those, and he's the one that created the app. So we were prepped, and magically I was prepped. We had a ritual fire that I started at first contact. Actually, my husband started it. He's like, "Do you want to?" I'm like, "Yes, I want to light the fire, the ritual fire." It's like, "Oh fuck no, you're an Aries, bud." So Aries man lit the fire on this turbo Aries total solar eclipse, and I wanted to, you know, at totality, just at that moment, put something into the fire that's going away. And as it was approaching, I realized this is going to be too intense. And like 3 minutes till totality, I put my thing in the fire. And I mean, first of all, watching the light begin to change as it went on. And, you know, the path to totality is an hour, around there. I am drinking my coffee and my mouth is dry. And as it got closer and closer, you know, when you get to a certain point, the app says, you know, notice, here's where we are, notice change in temperature. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, the light first of all just starts getting grayer, a little grayer, twilighty, and then the temperature drops, and we are right on the woods. And then we start hearing the evening bird songs. And this was at 3, you know, just after 3 in the afternoon. So, and you know, if you don't think of daylight savings, after 2 in the afternoon. So mid-afternoon, this isn't evening song time. But the birds all started singing their evening songs. I didn't hear crickets, probably because, anyway, then as we got to totality, and we, you know, we have our glasses on and we're watching, and you just watch it, that thin crescent, you watch the points starting to get shorter, and you know, and then there's this diamond ring that happens. This is the very last light of the sun. It flares out before totality, and then all of a sudden dark, and the app says you remove your glasses. Everything just kind of goes dark, and then wow, the corona flares out, and holy shit, you guys, I expected an awesome event. I did not expect an initiation. I, with all of my many years of experience doing shamanic ritual, playing in ecstatic states, being, you know, a musician, a dance leader, I can lead you there, and having had 2 large babies at home, I've felt some big energy move through. And I was thinking, the earthiness of birth, that equal in size, earthiness of birth, root chakra. This was crown chakra. And I was swept away by emotion. I cried through the whole thing, and but it was like, it just, it was something else, but so intense. And it was, my family and Cliff's sister Dee, my dear, dear sister-in-law Dee. I'm so glad she was here, and it was also the anniversary of her husband's passing last year. So, I mean, what a wave, what a cosmic wave. And the blue white of that corona, which gets up to a couple million degrees, I was hearing, because we watched everything about the eclipse we could get our hands on yesterday. I could be stating that wrong, but and then we had totality for over 2 minutes. And I had my mala because I was planning on doing Tara mantra, because there are times when you do mantra work and it's magnified because of the energies, and ooh-wee, and I couldn't hang on to it. I started, and then totality came, and it was just like, wow. I was just going through the beads and letting the energy go through with her mantra in my mind. I couldn't do the thing. And I could have let loose a keening that, but I didn't want to scare the neighbors. And more than once I heard, "Are you okay, Mom? Are you okay, Mom?" Yes, okay. And I mean, that Aries energy. And then, letting it go through today, this morning, particularly when I was sitting doing my morning readings. You see, I still got my headphones here. Thinking about, this was an experience of the god, and I am a priestess of the goddess. And there's, I never really considered myself Dianic, in that, we are leaving the god out, but, and I've always had a god statue on my altar, but I'm not his priest. I don't work for him, I work for her. And she, and she has a solid relationship with him. So, that experience of just being initiated into that particular mystery. And okay, so what's an initiation? I'm going to do a whole separate video on this. But what's an initiation? It is when you become another big lesson. We've all had the motherhood is one. The nature of initiation is you cannot explain to someone what it's like. You cannot. It's an experience. An initiation is an experience that fundamentally restructures your fucking DNA. It fires so many more synapses. Boom, 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 boom. It connects things up. And just now, as I'm doing this video, did I have that connection of childbirth being at the root chakra and this being a crown initiation? Hoo-wee. My readings this morning were reflective that my offering was accepted and successful. And I will say there was a thing that went across Facebook a couple weeks before the eclipse, and beforehand I was saying I can't believe people would travel to see like 4 minutes of something. And especially for me, the big is just going to where crowds of people are going to be. There was a festival downtown, and while I would love, I'm sure I'm going to start looking for videos on Facebook today, but love to have heard the sound that went up when we reached totality, because the sound went up here in the apartments, and there weren't that many of us out watching, but you could hear it. Anyway, what was I saying? Hold on, coffee. But looking at it on the outside, so I was talking about not understanding why people would travel. Oh, the thing that went through Facebook, and the guy was saying, okay, I need your attention for a minute. He's like, you need to know how important this total eclipse is. If you're in the path of the eclipse, don't go to a party because this is too big and you're going to miss some stuff. And the thing that stuck with me is he said, you've probably seen an eclipse before, but if somebody asks you, have you seen a total solar eclipse? And you say, yeah, I think so, you haven't. You haven't. And it's like, I get it. One of my dear friends posted, well, that was worth the hype. It's like, yeah. Indescribable, unexplainable, initiatory. I feel like a different person. And I think I didn't complete saying, once totality passed, how rapidly the light came back was really something. And the way it came back. And as we're in totality, in the middle of it, the app says, look at the horizon. It was 360 degrees of sunset. Light, pardon me, light around the perimeter and dark ahead. We could see Venus. My kids saw Venus. I couldn't. We had hazy clouds, but we got to see it. And I mean, in Northeast Ohio, that's kind of miraculous. And I want to say, Ohioans, I think we're doing okay, considering what we've done at the ballot box this, in the last year. I think we're doing okay, and we got rewarded. It's impossible not to see it as an omen, and the gods are smiling. Texas, on the other hand, not so much. They had to cancel an entire eclipse festival because of massive storms coming in, and there was traffic jams for miles and miles and miles, thousands of cars bunged up. Sorry, Texas. Get the assholes out, and you'll be doing better, I think. Anyway, my daughter shot a video. I'm going to ask if I can share it, where you can get just a little bit of the emotion I was in. But it was as the sun was coming back. So, you can't see the black disk over the sun in the corona. You just see a bright spot that suddenly gets very much bigger. But then she pans down and you can see the shadow of the roof, and you can see how fast the light comes back. So that was another big impact of just how extremely powerful that sun is, that even just the tiniest bit of it, there's still light. And as soon as that totality, blink. Let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon in, how we can see it. And the moon is exactly 400 times closer to us than the sun. So isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? And it allows us to have a blessing like the experience of that solar eclipse. And boy, do I know why people got freaked out. It's an emotional experience. We watched videos afterwards, and there was someone in Vermont, and she was on camera, and then she was off camera when it was totality, and she's still talking. And she said, I want to tell you I'm off camera right now because I'm wiping tears. And it's like, thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And then as the light was growing, we turned around and, still looking at the horizon. So I'm so glad the app told us that, because otherwise you're just focused on the sun. But to look around at everything. Oh, and as we were looking up at totality, we saw a bat go across. And so turned around, looking at the light as it's coming back, and you could see the shadow. Light, 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 light to the northeast, the shadow as it's moving that way. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So we, at the end, the light's starting to come back, and it takes a good hour for the light to come fully back, but it's, back to normal so quickly, and, it doesn't have the same impact as going in. Same light coming out, but it doesn't have that impact. Anyway, not very long after we got to, bright again. And my daughter says, again, again. And it's like, yes, I want to do it again. What a great ride. So now I'm on a mission. Don't know if it would be possible, but I'm on a fucking mission. There's going to be one in 4 years in Australia and one, I think, in 2 years in Spain. I don't know if I could do Spain. But, if the gods are good, I would put my body through that travel to have that experience again. Yes, 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 I would. And I'm so glad that, I'm glad Ghana took a picture or a video coming out, because it just kind of captures where we were at. I'm very grateful for that. But as far as trying to take pictures or videos of it, it's like there's going to be so many pictures and videos. You know, I just want the context, our context, not just that, because I can't do what other people with great equipment can do. Anyway, holy shit, you guys, if you have an opportunity in the coming years to experience total solar eclipse, it is worth traveling for. Because in 2017 we had one, and it wasn't, I think it was annular, but we weren't in the path, I don't think. But it got pretty, gray. Oh, it's so weird. And we could see we did the colander thing, and it was really cool. And that moment when the light blinks out, and those moments when you're in it, just you have the experience of getting nailed to the present moment. That's what focus feels like. That's what the Buddhists are on about, full on. Anyhow, I will be talking about this for years to come. I hope to see you on a live stream Wednesday night, which is tomorrow night, where I will bang on about it some more. Okay, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Till then, blessed be.